And I believe we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Neutral Zone podcast. We are on episode 15 now.
Holy shit.
No one would ever expected us to get this far, but look at us now.
We did it.
Look at us now. We went from you guys went from doing two episodes a year, 2 episodes every 2 years, to getting up to episode 15.
There were some banger 2 episodes.
Those 2 episodes were fire.
But yeah, a lot happened in the football world, especially college football. We'll get to that first. Before that, how was you guys' weekend? I'm joined with Austin and Cameron, as you guys know. Let's start. Austin, what'd you do this weekend?
I worked, and then I got Sunday off, and it was the fucking greatest Sunday since the AFC Championship game last year. So it was a good weekend.
It was a pretty good weekend. Cameron, what did you do yesterday? Or this weekend, I guess.
I was setting up a Minecraft server. I did schoolwork. These have been awful. I'm in hell.
Hey, Pittsburgh won for you.
Did we really? Did we really win?
I mean, your worst draft.
Cameron's like, I don't even know who we played this week.
Win?
Cameron's like, I don't even know who we played this week.
No,
We beat the Falcons by 3.
We played the Falcons, and it's a thing of, did we really win?
Or are we just getting a worse draft pick?
Or are we just getting a worse draft pick?
Yeah. Along with Cameron, I was also helping with this Minecraft server. If you guys want to know more about it, it's like a modded Minecraft server on a custom world that we're doing for YouTube. If you guys want to check that out, check out our link tree. Check out our Twitter. More information will be there.
Got our OnlyFans.
Yeah, on our OnlyFans. This is for my OnlyFans later, so I'll just put a little bit closer. But let's hop into college football. College football yesterday, the rankings were released for the college football playoff. The final rankings released. Alabama missed it for the second time in program history. Second time in program history.
Thank God.
As deserved. I would say.
They got 2 losses.
USC fell down. Ohio State snuck right into that number 4 spot. So Ohio State's coming back for the redemption game against Georgia, which we're probably going to get mollywopped, but hey, being in the playoffs is hard. Being in the playoffs is hard itself, so I'm glad.
Well, I mean, obviously, like, in my opinion, like, I think they definitely deserve the 4 spot, because I know a lot of people are making an argument that they didn't, but their only loss is to the number 2 team in the country.
That's what I was
and everyone else that was fighting for a spot is multiple losses. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
I mean, I think here's my thing: if they upset Georgia, I think they're winning the whole thing. Because Georgia,
for sure. Yeah,
Georgia's had some games where their offense has sucked, you know, and they've had some close calls. I mean, obviously anything's possible. I believe they can do it, but it's gonna be tough, man. Georgia's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah. It's always like that every year. Oh, if we beat Alabama, we're gonna win the whole thing. Well, yeah, no shit. You beat the number 1 team in the country. No shit.
Well, for OSU, it's a little different because they lost to the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah. What I am surprised for, though, is I'm surprised the committee didn't put us against Michigan. I'm surprised they kept TCU at 3.
They're saving that for the natty title, dude.
And here's the reason why I didn't think they were going to do that is because, you know the committee's bias with the SEC is. It's definitely there. It's definitely a thing. I was definitely thinking when going into yesterday, I was like, okay, what they're going to do is they're going to put Michigan and Ohio State against each other in the first round of the playoffs, so it's not going to be 2 Big Ten teams in the play. So there's not even a chance for 2 Big Ten teams to be in the Natty Championship. But I was wrong. I guess the committee didn't give a shit. They kind of want to see that, I guess.
Well, Nick Saban was pissed because he knew the committee was leaning towards Ohio State because Ohio State only had 1 loss, and it was to Michigan. Because Nick Saban was saying Alabama deserved to be in the top 4, which they did not. But I think if OSU upsets Georgia and Michigan should beat TCU, that national title game will break records for most viewed ones, dude.
And that's what I was saying too. I said if they want to have the most viewed national championship, the OSU Michigan game in the regular season had 17 million viewers.
Fucking crazy.
Jeff!
Jerseys.
It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
He went in the closet. He went in the closet. All right.
He's in the closet. But yeah, 17 million. That's more than normal football games get. That's more than a Thursday night football game.
I will say, I think the craziest thing about that weekend was USC getting upset by Utah. I did not see that coming.
Was it an upset? They already got beat by them.
I thought it was an upset because Caleb Williams was starting to look like a Heisman.
I thought out of all the games, I thought that game was going to be an upset. I didn't think TCU was going to lose.
He might still clinch the Heisman.
I think if OSU upsets Georgia, they'll give it to Stroud.
Does playoffs matter?
I think it shouldn't, but I think I think they do look at that.
I don't think it matters for regular season stats.
Yeah. I gotta order the sweatshirts for the championship. I said they go old school.
Go for it, Jeff. Oh boy.
I love hearing about Jeff's daily plans.
It's
Patriots and Raiders in Week 15 has been flexed out of Sunday Night Football and will be replaced with Giants and Commanders.
Yes! Let's go!
Oh, thank God.
Well, I mean, this could be a good transition into NFL talk.
Tank division!
So, yeah. Yeah, moving away from college football. We'll have more information with that coming up soon. The first games of the national championship playoff games are on New Year's Eve, and then I believe the national champion game is on January 6th, 5th, somewhere around that.
It's gonna be crazy, man.
We'll have a couple episodes of the podcast before then, and we'll have more discussions about. I definitely thought USC were the ones to lose. I thought that was going to happen for sure. TCU, I was surprised that they lost, but they
kept their spot, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm shocked they kept their spot.
Yeah,
me too. I thought they were going to drop. I thought it was going to be like OSU and maybe Tennessee, but
yeah. But yeah. By the way, the Ravens also signed QB Brett Hundley to the practice squad. I don't know that.
I'm not surprised. He was pretty good for them.
All right, let's move on to Week 13 NFL picks. Starting off with the Thursday night game, Bills versus the Patriots.
Not surprised. Wait, no, we're not doing picks, right? I thought we were going over the games.
No, I know. I thought we were talking about the games.
Yeah. I said Bills.
Oh, I thought you were saying I'm picking the Bills. I'm like, dude, it already happened.
No. I went Bills. But I mean, nobody's shocked.
Yeah, no, I don't. That wasn't a surprising thing to anybody.
Oh wait, I'm on Week 11. Where am I going? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Well, next was Packers at the Bears.
Yeah, Packers at Bears. Packers won 28-19. That game was close. It was
19-10 going into the fourth.
It was close.
And then Aaron Rodgers became Aaron Rodgers.
And Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Here's the thing, man. He played great up until the first pick. I mean, I don't know if you guys listened to the broadcast, but they said the receiver gave up on his route, and then there was the jump pick, and Chase Claypool had the fumble early on. He looked like the Steelers' Chase Claypool, and then Fields had that last pick right at the end, which that didn't really matter to me because, I mean, it's the end of the game. He's just trying to heave a ball.
But he Saturday games on Week 15?
Yes.
I didn't know that just till now. I just saw it. Okay.
But Justin Fields, if he gets the pieces around him, like give him one top 20 receiver, please. And I think he's going to be fantastic.
Oh, Saturday is Christmas Eve. Okay, that's why. Sorry, yeah, I got distracted.
No, you're good.
I was like, wait, why are there Saturday games? I realized that.
You're like, what about college?
Yeah, literally. I was like, oh wait, well, it's Christmas Eve. But I didn't know it was Christmas Eve. They fucking already should have said it was Christmas Eve. Okay. Steelers at Falcons. Steelers won 19-16, having a chance to go 500.
We're gonna go positive.
You're not winning out.
We're gonna go positive. That's all I have to say. Everything else, I watched highlights of that game.
Let me see. Let's see.
Hey, Kenny Pickett,
Ravens.
He's looking
maybe.
He's looking better.
Kenny's been improving, which is obvious. Deontay dropped a releasable easy ball.
I saw that someone Alex tweeted that out, and he said Deontay drops and returns.
Yeah, and
Najee Harris looked pretty solid. It was probably his best game.
Decent. Minka's him. Mariota needs to get thrown out of the door.
Why are they not starting Ritter? Is it because they're still tied for first in the division?
I don't know. That's what I was. I think Ritter needs a chance now after that. Losing to the Steelers, come on, that's embarrassing.
It is. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, very well.
Throwing a couple interceptions against the Steelers too is pretty.
Yeah.
Four especially. Jets at Vikings.
Thank you, Vikings.
Vikings, but Jets versus Vikings. Vikings won 27-22. Garrett Wilson had an amazing game.
Is him.
I knew coming out of college, after watching him play and after meeting his uncle at a Meyer, I knew he was going to be a good player.
He's fantastic, dude. But the Vikings almost blew it. If the Jets had a better quarterback, they win that game. I think we're seeing Mike White, he can come in, surprise teams, and go off, but he's not. Mike White is not him.
Right.
No, Mike White's gonna dust you for 300 yards and still throw 2 picks.
Yeah. So he's gonna get your offense down the field, but he's not. I don't think he can really finish drives. Although I will say, Braxton Berrios dropped the game-winning touchdown.
That's true.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was crazy. I thought they did it right at the end.
Florida Gators quarterback Anthony Richardson declared for the draft.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Isn't he a junior?
Yeah.
He should probably stay one more year.
Yeah. His draft stock would go up immensely if he had one good season.
He went down this year, if anything.
The Lions mollywopped the Jaguars 40-14.
Wasn't even close.
40-14.
Even before Trevor got hurt, it was a blowout.
And I am pissed because I had Jared Goff in fantasy for 4 or 5 weeks, and because he had a really good start in fantasy, and I was like, man, whenever Kyler Murray's out or he's injured or he has a bye, I need a quarterback. So I've been starting Jared Goff a little bit because Kyler Murray also hasn't been very good on fantasy, and that was when he sucked, and they lost all those games. Then I'm like, you know what? I need a different quarterback. I put in Taylor Heineke, and then I second-guessed myself, and guess who I put in? Trevor Lawrence. I put in Trevor Lawrence. And then Jared Goff goes off on Trevor Lawrence.
Why would you put in Trevor?
Because I was playing around with quarterbacks, and Jared Goff was doing absolutely horrible for my fantasy team. Absolutely horrible. So I was like, all right, I need a new quarterback. So then I put in Taylor Heineke, and then I
You would have been better off going with Taylor Heineke.
I didn't let him play. I second-guessed myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put in Trevor Lawrence because he did pretty good last week. He had that game-winning drive, the game-winning 2-point conversion to win the game.
It was the Ravens though.
It was the Ravens, but it was pretty good. And then I'm thinking, this is the Lions. Trevor Lawrence should be, if he could do that against the Ravens, he should do this against the Lions too. The Lions fucked him. He put him on his butt and fucked him.
The Lions are fucking scary, man. Just because of how hard they play. We were talking about it before.
The Lions can squeak into the playoffs.
They really can.
There's a scenario where they can Mickey Mouse their way into the playoffs.
There's a couple scenarios, man. They're not crazy under 500. They're 5-7.
They're not dead yet. But they could
if they can go 4-1 over their last 5 games,
9-8, and
there's a good chance they could catch a wild card. Even if so, this season, they already look way better than they did last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're realizing that Jared Goff is not the problem.
No, I don't think they're going to take a quarterback now.
I don't think they should.
I forgot to say this with the Bears-Packers game. This Bears loss to the Packers means they are officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Not surprised.
There's no chance they can make the playoffs. Same with the Texans. The Texans lost to the Browns this week. Also means they are.
We knew that six weeks ago.
We knew that.
It's official now. It's official now. That's all I'm saying. It's official now. But yeah.
Poor Lovie Smith.
Titans Eagles. Eagles won 35-10 against the Titans.
I was surprised.
Eagles used their own used the Texans' old wide receiver to whop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ Brown is him. I think we We all know he's definitely top 10. I was just surprised it wasn't even that close.
Hurts hasn't slowed down.
No.
He's probably number 1 or number 2 in MVP, I'd say.
He's my favorite to win MVP.
Right now,
the league will probably still give it to Patrick.
Yeah, but Hurts is having a phenomenal season. I think.
Yeah.
He has a really high chance if Mahomes throws like a stinky game.
Yeah, we'll get to Mahomes soon. But then we got Browns at the Texans.
Deshaun Watson's first game back.
No means no. No means no.
What an awful. That game was awful.
That game was hilarious. That game was funny.
That game was a joke.
Every time I think, a game can't get worse than this game.
The score was 3-5 at one point.
Mm-hmm. They had a baseball game going on.
They had a baseball game going on.
It was disgusting.
Dude,
display. A guy that hasn't played football in 2 years sucks.
As expected. I mean, I don't know why.
Deshaun Watson.
He's been amazing. Deshaun Watson went 12 for 22 for 131 yards.
I love to see this man's downfall. I live to see it.
21 yards.
But here's the thing, man. The Browns, all their scores, like all their touchdowns are on special teams and defense.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, if the Texans could have stopped shooting themselves in the foot, they probably could have won this game. But, I mean, they're a fucking mess. Deshaun played horribly. Hopefully that continues into next week.
And Peoples-Jones had a touchdown. And you're like, oh, you think Peoples-Jones had a touchdown? It had to be to a touchdown pass. Nope. Punt return, baby.
Yeah.
Punt return.
Baker Mayfield's like, where was this for me?
Baker Mayfield's on his couch right now, so I mean.
Yeah. Commanders at Giants.
Commanders at Giants. I can't believe this game ended in time. That's hilarious.
I live for this.
That's so funny for the playoffs. So funny.
It's an NFC East thing to do.
I love the NFC East. I live for it. Everybody's mad about the tie. I love it. It's such a Commanders and Giants thing to do.
And I know I told you guys about this earlier, but our friend Kat, we were watching the game yesterday, and he's a Seattle fan, and all I needed was for one of either the Commanders or the Giants to lose, and they're playing each other. And the one thing that happened was that they tied. The one thing he didn't need to happen was them to tie.
Yeah.
I thought it's hilarious.
What I think is hilarious but hilariously bad is this Broncos-Ravens game. Not the Ravens, I understand their struggles because Lamar got injured and they're playing a top 5 defense, in my opinion. The Broncos defense has been elite. Russell Wilson, I needed you to do one thing. Score 12 points. That's it. Or 11. I don't care how you got it. I need you to do one thing for me. That's all I was asking you. And you had the lead 9-3 going in late into the fourth. Your defense kept bailing you out, getting interceptions, getting turnovers, giving you good field position. And you had 9 points. Fuck you, Russ.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
He didn't throw a touchdown. It was all field goal.
Dude, Brandon McManus should be in the MVP discussion because he's the reason why these games are close for the Broncos. And when you look at Russ's stats, I was saying this, you look at him, you're like, man, he didn't play that bad. 17 for 22, 189, no picks, no touchdowns either. This man has more toilets than he does touchdowns.
So
he's 8-5.
Watching like the last couple plays of the game, Russ had to get 10 yards for a field goal range for McManus.
Yep.
He got him like 3.
Yeah, his little rush out.
He actually took the snap. He didn't look, and then he just rushed out.
He ran.
Because on the previous play, it worked. I will say on the previous play, he rushed for like 10 yards or whatever. But they had a timeout. So it didn't matter where he went down. But, oh, my God. I was like, and then on the final drive of the game, like, Russ, just get them in the field goal range. That's all you need to do. Just a little bit of that Russ magic. You have great receivers. You have a pretty okay offensive line. Like, they don't have Lamar. Just beat fucking, who was it? Tyler Huntley. Like, just beat him.
Clarky in the comments, God bless his heart, said, "Yo, I don't know football, but Joe Burrow," is what he said.
Yes, sir. We'll get to him soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. So after that was Dolphins-Niners.
Great game.
Good game.
Great game,
my
and
God.
I'm pretty sure Cameron called it.
Brock Purdy.
Oh,
Buddy Brock.
I remember. I think I picked 49ers.
Yeah, I think you said that Tua was due a loss. He's playing like a really good defense.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch this game because I was glued in on the Bengals and Chiefs, and my girlfriend was watching the Dolphins-Niners in the living room while I was watching Bengals-Chiefs in the bedroom. But
great game.
Yeah, I kept coming in to check, and I kept hearing her go like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Tua just threw 2 picks in a row."
Tua struggled against that defense. He got outcoached, I think. I don't think a lot of it was anything. I think Shanahan just outcoached his former apprentice.
As expected.
Which I think normally happens first year.
Yeah, the Dolphins are still a really good team.
Nothing to worry about, Dolphins fans. I don't think you're going to face a defense in the coming weeks that's that good, or especially with that good of a coach.
Yeah, I mean, you're facing. I think Shanahan's a top. I think he's a top 3 coach in the league. Genuinely.
Chargers, Bills, Packers, Patriots, Jets.
What was it?
Jets and the Bills are probably the best defenses you play.
Yeah.
Oh. I would say the Jets easily got the best defense.
But Shanahan's great coach. Just
he's
can't
great
do it in the playoffs. Can't do it in the playoffs. I don't know why he can't.
Well, I mean, he's gotten them to the Super Bowl. You know, he's gotten them to the NFC Championship game.
He led Matt Ryan and the Falcons to number 1 offense.
To the Super Bowl.
Lost. To the Super Bowl and lost.
Yeah. I think his hump is just the Super Bowl,
out.
and I really hope he gets that 1 Super Bowl win like his dad.
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be so fitting. And he's a great coach. He's an amazing offensive mind. And, by the way, D'Amico Ryans needs more credit than he's getting for that defense. He's a great coach.
That defense is phenomenal. Garoppolo going down could...
It could, but at the same time, it didn't look like it hurt him that much. I mean, I know you don't practice for the backup quarterback, but he is He was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft, and he looked good.
He played decent. He didn't play bad at all. I think, especially with the weapons he has, that run game. Debo, Kittle. He's in a
Christian
good situation.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think definitely the Niners should go after Baker, who was just released by the Panthers.
I think
they should get him. They should get him for security purpose.
Yeah, I might have him as the backup right now, though, to Purdy.
No, he wouldn't start Purdy. No, he wouldn't start
because Baker this year has looked horrible.
But if anybody can fix Baker, I know we keep saying it, but I would say Shanahan could.
I don't know, man.
If Shanahan could do something, I think he could turn Baker into something.
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Next game was the Seahawks at the Rams, though, and that was actually surprisingly closer than I thought it was going to be.
That was a fun game.
It was a fun game to watch, I would say.
Geno Smith is still him. He had that slip last week, but he still bounced right back. And my favorite thing about the game was I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch this game at all, but that clip of DK Metcalf walking to the other side of the field and telling Ramsey to follow him and shadow him, and then getting the first down conversion on Ramsey. Oh, it was such a fucking amazing video.
Bro, DK and Jalen's beef is phenomenal.
Yeah, and didn't DK get the game-winning touchdown on him?
Yeah, Jalen bet on a out, and then DK did a slant, I believe.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So he had the step on him.
Yeah, it was fun, and it's fun. Who was the Rams quarterback? They had a backup.
John Wolford.
Wolford, yeah.
Wolford? Didn't he play?
Wolford, something.
Where did
Eric Fisher just got signed to the Dolphins?
Oh wow,
oh.
That's a good signing.
I mean, he was pretty awful for the Colts, I think, right?
He was, but the Colts in general are in shambles.
Yeah.
He was solid when he was in KC.
He wasn't bad.
And, there's nothing wrong with offensive line depth.
And no, they need it because their other offensive tackle got hurt last week. So I think that's a good signing. We'll fit right in.
The Chargers at Raiders. Was that at Raiders? I don't even know. Raiders beat the Chargers 27-20. Devontae
another
Adams.
banger game.
I remember watching this game with Cameron and them yesterday.
Him.
He had some insane fucking catches.
Devontae's still the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, I don't know when people thought he wasn't. I know people like Justin Jefferson.
No, Tyreek is up there, but as a pure route runner, and just like overall, I think Devontae's the best.
Yeah, he's the best package.
Tyreek just has the speed, and he's just shifty and just makes his way open. But he dusted the Chargers. Josh Jacobs is him.
Jacobs is still him, yeah. I do want to throw this out there, too. Like, Derek Carr, he didn't play good, really. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But he started coming alive in the second half, and that offense is starting to look like what we all thought it was going to be at the start of the year.
That's exactly what I said yesterday to Cam. Exactly. I was like looking at what they're playing right now. This is exactly what everyone thought they were going to play like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Then this is another team, like we talked about the Lions. I can see them making a late season surge.
Possible.
I mean, they're 5-7. They're 2 games under 500. They're 1 game under the Chargers, and they just beat them. And with the playoff picture the way it is, they're 2 games out of a spot right now, because the 5 seed Cincinnati at 8-4, 6 seed I think is the Jets at 7-5, and the 7 is who is the 7?
I have the playoff picture right here actually. It is. The Dolphins are 6, and the Jets are 7.
Oh yeah, Dolphins. So I mean, they're 2 games out of the Jets spot, and from what I hear, they have a pretty easy schedule coming up.
Yeah, Chargers are 9.
They almost blew it. To be fair,
they did almost blow it, but that's a Raiders thing.
Herbert has to put everything on his back in the fourth quarter, which he always has to do.
Yeah, but he did almost throw like 2 game-losing picks, I saw, which is a very Herbert thing to do at the end of the game.
But he had to play hero ball. Fire Staley.
Here's my issue with that. Last week when they won, and everyone was praising Staley, and everyone said that he wasn't the problem. Now this week when they lose, now we're absolving Justin Herbert of any blame, and it's all Staley's fault.
Staley is a big problem. Their defense is another problem.
Yeah, their defense is not what they thought it was going to be. J.C. Jackson was a waste of all that money.
Free Herbert. Herbert's too talented. I don't think it's free Herbert. Rot. It's too talented.
He has to take some of the blame. He's in year 3, hasn't made the playoffs. At some point, we got to start looking at him as well. He may not be the reason they're not making it, but he plays a part.
He's not the reason. He's
the quarterback.
He is the reimagination. I said it on Twitter. He's the reimagination of Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers, you are an amazing quarterback. What the hell happened? Why didn't you make the playoffs?
Because Phillip Rivers was a choke artist.
Phillip Rivers was great.
I love Phillip Rivers. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Phillip Rivers supporter. I love him, but he was not clutch. Phillip Rivers would throw a game-losing interception at the end of every game.
Herbert.
Yes.
Herbert's him. Better.
I don't know.
And he needs more help. Not offensive weapons-wise, just that defense.
He's got the offensive weapons.
He has the weapons. He just doesn't have.
He's got all the support on offense that he needs. He's got Austin Eckler.
Doesn't have the defense.
Yeah, but we've seen plenty of quarterbacks have to deal with that. I mean, Mahomes. Look at fucking Mahomes. Mahomes hasn't had a great defense ever. But, he's got Eckler, who is, I think, top 5. Genuinely. He scores way too much. I know he didn't have a good game yesterday. He's got Keenan Allen. Mike Williams isn't healthy right now, but he's got Mike Williams. He's got Gerald Everett, who's a very underrated tight end. Josh Palmer's turned out to be pretty solid. I just don't think that we should be making it out that Herbert's in this hopeless situation. He has weapons all around.
He has weapons. It's just I feel his defense and coach are letting I don't think he should be even put in the situations where he has to play hero ball, is what I'm saying. He's looked phenomenally better since I made the tweet about him. Since I made a tweet about him, he's played like he did before the rib injury. I feel like he's gained his confidence back with that.
I don't know. He reminds me of Dak in the sense that when the score's all tied up or when they're in a one-possession game, you don't really see him playing that well. But when they're hopelessly behind, he throws for a lot of yards, gets them back in the game, and then comes up short at the end. I just think the Chargers are one of the biggest disappointments this year because I had them possibly winning that division and being like a 3 or 4 seed in the playoffs.
Oh, they're a big disappointment. Yeah.
But moving on, after that, we got the Chiefs at the Bengals, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people were shocked this game still went that way because I think the Chiefs were favored. And, there's a lot of talk that the Chiefs weren't going to make the same mistakes again. It ended with the exact same score as the AFC Championship game.
It's a missed field goal and a fumble away. Yeah. Which is going to be always that close. I don't think it's anybody's fault.
There were definitely mistakes on both sides.
Burrow bailed Zach Taylor's out for his shitty play calling again.
Dude, I don't know if you saw my meltdown I had on Twitter.
No, believe me, I was laughing my ass off when that happened in the red zone.
The jet sweep on 4th.
Yeah, Cameron was. Yeah, we were all in the Discord together. It was bad.
Dude, I sent I think 7 tweets when that happened.
It was bad. Burrow bailed Zach Taylor out again. How long before?
This game should have been a wider gap. Bengals should have put up 40.
And there's all the what if scenarios, like what if Travis Kelce didn't fumble. But that's all I'm seeing from Chiefs fan on Twitter. They're like, oh, well, if Travis.
Well, here's the thing: if they want to say, what if Kelce didn't fumble? What if Boyd doesn't drop that wide open touchdown?
And that's what I'm saying.
What if they don't run a jet sweep on 4th and 1?
Yeah, the what ifs don't matter.
What ifs don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. But it's you can go from that what if and have a ton of other what ifs. What if the interception wasn't dropped? What if that
throwing away those though? The game should have been a lot more of a it should have been a wider margin for victory for Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd doesn't drop passes that often. When that happened, I was fucking stunned.
Oh, Titans are signing Cowboys DN Terrell Basham.
That's an okay signing. But I think this is this game was really awesome. I mean, not because I hate the Chiefs, because I don't. I know a lot of Bengals fans hate the Chiefs. I'm not one of them. I think Patrick Mahomes is a fucking G, and he's a very good dude. I don't know if you watched the podcast episode with him, with Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce.
I don't hate the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs themselves. I like the team. I just don't like Chiefs fans.
Well, my issue, the biggest thing that I was upset with going in that game was Justin Reed's tweets, where he was
something too. Yeah,
he had this video, whatever. He thought he was Tyler Higbee, and then he was making fun of T. Higgins, saying he was a finesse guy, which just isn't true. And then, he was going back and forth with Jamar Chase on Twitter. And the only notable thing Justin Reed did that entire game was when he got his head dribbled off the ground by Samaje Perine. So, a very mid to below mid safety talking shit to a top 5 receiver, it wasn't going to end well. And Jamar Chase had his, I know he didn't go for over 100, but he was 7 for 97. That taunting call, Zach Taylor was rightfully pissed off. I liked seeing that energy from him.
That was fun.
But Tyler Boyd had a great game, 4 for 60. Should have had a touchdown too.
Higgins,
but Perine,
number 1.
Yeah. What?
I said Higgins really looks like a true number 1.
He is.
I would be deathly afraid if I was a Bengals fan of him leaving and getting that number 1 money.
Yeah, trust me, I am. His contract, we got another full season with him before his contract could be up. But just focusing on the now, Samaje Perine, dude, when Joe Mixon comes back, I think they got to split 50-50 on their carries.
That's what I'm saying.
He looks better than Mixon. I don't think it's Mixon's fault. I don't know if it's Mixon's fault.
I think it's the lines finally coming together.
I think the line's coming together, and Taylor's actually trusting the line and giving him opportunities.
Dude, and the line, by the way, shout-outs to them. They looked great yesterday.
Shit, dude. That offensive line looked really good.
But the Chiefs pass rush, the Chiefs defense in total just sucks.
Yeah, but
it's not like 2018 where they would get a pick or a random turnover
Well, last year they had a really good stretch too, where they were allowing like 12 points a game for like 2 months straight. But yeah, I don't know what it is. They got rid of Sorensen, who I thought was their biggest problem, but they look worse. But I think at the end it all just comes down to the court. Joe Burrow, man, he's fucking legit. I know like people call me crazy for this, and I might sound biased, but I will take Joe Burrow over any other quarterback in the league. He has proven to me in the clutchest situations over and over and over again. He does not choke. He does not stutter. I mean, 3rd and 11, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let's just do a handoff, run the clock down, kick a field goal. Burrow said, fuck it, and threw a dart to T. Higgins. He really should have had 3 passing touchdowns yesterday. 286 yards. He threw 6 incompletions. He had over 300 total yards with the scrambling. He is him. And this comeback that they've had after that 0-2 start is fucking insane.
Burrow running a scramble is so freaking fun to watch. Dude's like a wide receiver. Dude's like, he's literally like a running back. That one run, I think it got him like 30 yards. You know that 30-yard run where he kept like breaking tackles too. I was like, damn, bro,
15,
this dude crazy.
He's fearless. Wild. And I think, who was it on the Chiefs defense? I'm trying to remember who it was. After the game, it was why can't I remember his name? Chandler Jones. That's who it was. Chandler Jones talking after the game. He was complimenting Joe Burrow, but he was like, this dude, people don't understand how elusive he is. Because he's this big dude. You don't think he can make the moves that he does in the open field. He's surprisingly quick.
Yeah, he plays like fearless. He's not afraid to get hit, which hit him in the ass his rookie year.
Yeah.
I think now he's kind of still playing with that I'm invincible attitude, which I'll respect if it's working.
It's scary, but yeah.
I would, my ass would be clenching the whole time if I was a Bengals fan. But
yeah, when I saw him to get that hit to the legs and he went upwards, I was like,
and he went flying. God. I thought he rolled his ankle. He should have slid. But still respect for it working and not getting hurt. But I think he's still got to be careful.
Yeah. One thing I will say about the Chiefs, complimenting, I can't pronounce his last name, but that running back they have, he's fucking good.
Oh no,
P-Ryan, yeah?
No, not McKinnon.
Pierce.
No,
P-Ryan.
No, Pacheco.
Pacheco. Oh yeah, sorry, not
Pacheco.
Hey Ryan,
he is. If he got 20 carries, he probably would have went over 100. He's really good.
He's good. He's good.
But yeah, all I'm gonna say about that, just so we can move on, is I was very excited. I love Joe. I'll take him over anybody.
That game. I'll say I know what it is, but that game could have went overtime.
It could have, but
everybody would have been. I think that would have been interesting to see how that went.
But it should have been a blowout.
I don't think it's Mahomes' fault.
No, Mahomes played fine. Like it's not that he played bad. It was just Joe Burrow played better.
Whole team, you guys' whole team.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, you can have a great team, but if your quarterback isn't leading you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this game was fucking crazy. This next one, Colts and Cowboys, because I literally remember checking my phone at the score, and it was 21-19 Cowboys. I was like, oh, okay. Like,
literally,
it's a close game.
Same thing.
Yeah, put my phone down, played around a Fortnite, looked down again. I was like, 54? What happened?
We were a little bit. We were like, okay, we don't give two shits about this game. We were busy setting up the Minecraft server yesterday, other than watching this game. And I remember Kat kept joining and kept talking about it. He's like, yeah, it's kind of close. I was like, it's kind of close. I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna do this. Look back down, and it was like they had like over 40. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Matt Ryan happened. He was atrocious.
Jeff Saturday happened.
Yeah.
30 points in the third and fourth quarter?
No, just the fourth.
Just the fourth?
11 and a half minutes was the time that it took Dallas to score all those points.
You should be embarrassed.
Fuck yeah, I think they are embarrassed.
And there's nothing that you could say about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Jim Irsay, why the hell would you employ this Walmart employee?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't think Jeff Saturday deserves as much shit as he gets because Pat McAfee brought up a good point. He was like, he thinks more players should be coaches. I mean, look at Deion Sanders. But he was like, the league has a big issue with, there's not enough black coaches. If you had more players being coaches, you could probably solve that problem really quickly. And on top of that, like, these players aren't clueless. Like, they were in the locker rooms every day. They played for these teams for years. But Jeff Saturday, as an interim head coach, I don't really mind because he's been there for his entire career. And he won his first, coaching start.
I completely disagree with that on all lines. Scheming wise, I mean, you're not offensive lineman. You're like, oh, I'm going to figure out who wants to be my, like, if he was a head coach, like, oh, who's this, and this. But there's people that's been in that organization or have pray and cling on to those jobs that have been building a reputation to be an offensive coordinator and all that for years. Just taking a shot at it.
Well, they were shit before that.
It doesn't matter.
Jim Irsay's perspective, he's like, all these guys want to be the head coaching job. Before they fired Frank Reich, which I don't think he should have gotten fired, by the way. They were all fucking garbage before that too.
Well, I don't think it's a coach thing for them.
What they have the personnel.
Matt Ryan was the problem.
Well, they have the personnel.
For what?
Defense? Their defense should be elite.
Their defense should be elite, yes, I agree. But
Matt Ryan shouldn't be playing this bad.
I don't agree with the nepotism that basically happened just Saturday.
I think I would agree with you if they hired him as the head coach for the future. He's the interim coach.
Still interim. That those people that are offensive coordinators and all that never got a shot to even be a head coach. And
they weren't good themselves.
We don't know that. They were never a head coach. We don't know.
No, at their coordinator positions, the Colts were the embarrassment of the league.
Look what happened with the Raiders last year.
What?
Look what happened with the Raiders last year. See how much they improved.
That was a very different. Their coach got fired because he's a racist, and
that doesn't matter. It's still the interim head coach. Their interim head coach deserved a start.
They didn't have a player that had been with them for that long that was interested, like Jeff Saturday was.
For what? The Colts?
And by the way, the Raiders were not as bad as the Colts were when that switch happened.
It doesn't matter. He proved to be a good coach for them.
Yeah.
He led them to the playoffs.
Okay, but here's the thing. Jeff Saturday's not the coach of the future. He knows football. This man lives and breathes football. It's not like he was sitting on his couch for years.
Coach. He was a high school fucking coach leading an NFL team.
So?
You're shitting me if you think he deserves a spot over somebody that's been coaching the league for like years. You're shitting me.
They were garbage.
They
were bad.
They never a fucking coach. There's no way.
With Jeff Saturday for them, he's not going to embarrass your team with his acts off the field. You know for a fact he's been in football for years. What was Jeff Saturday doing before this?
He's awful. Sitting on his couch coaching high school
football.
No,
he wasn't. He was working at ESPN analyzing football.
Oh, my fucking God. Never was a coach.
It doesn't matter. He's an interim coach. They know they're not going to the playoffs.
You're so fucking right. You're on crack.
They know they're tanking.
No. Yeah, they're tanking, but there's no reason that those
it doesn't matter. When fucking Joe Thomas tried to be a coach for the Browns, none of you were saying shit like this.
He's not a head coach.
He wanted to be.
Yeah, he didn't.
He applied for it publicly, and people praised him.
We all gave McCown shit for trying to be the Texans head coach this offseason, and we didn't.
I don't even fucking remember that.
No,
my point is, when Joe Thomas came out for the Cleveland Browns, and what happened with the Browns? They were the joke of the 0-16, 1-15, and Joe Thomas said, "I'll be the head coach." Everyone was like, "Yeah, put a former player as the head coach." No one said, "Oh, the offensive coordinator should be bumped to head coach." Nobody said that.
What, for interim?
And then when Jeff Saturday becomes the coach, people
people
like Joe Thomas are going out on social media saying, "Oh, this is an embarrassment." You wanted to be the coach too.
There was never an interim head coach in Cleveland.
It doesn't matter.
Interim head coach. It's a completely different situation. Yes, it does.
No, it's not. It's even worse then that Joe Thomas wanted to be the head coach, and people said, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
That is not as bad.
Jeff Saturday's the interim head coach. He's the guy that's really just standing there calling plays until the season's over.
The people in the organization deserve that.
They would no. If he was, if they made him the head coach for the future, I would see your point. But they're not.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Interim or not, those people that were coordinators deserve that shot.
Clearly, the owner didn't agree.
Yeah, Irsay. Out of all owners, you'd pick Irsay to be the rational one?
Clearly, he didn't agree because he watched his team be garbage for weeks and weeks and disappoint over and over and over again. And he was he's like, these guys aren't going to change anything as the head coach.
I'm sure he's a great guy. He was really funny. A funny story from the Pro Bowl with Jeff Saturday. I'll tell you that later after I'm done arguing with you. But there's no reason. There is great.
It is not that big of a deal. They're not committing to anyone long term.
That's exactly why the coordinators deserve a shot.
Jeff Saturday wants to be a coach. It's not like he's some fucking random that doesn't have any interest in coaching.
There's no job security for these coordinators now or anything.
There shouldn't be.
Jeff Saturday is going to go right back.
They were awful. They were awful.
They were. Oh, Caleb's leaving. They were awful, but those coordinators deserve a shot and see if something could happen at a head coaching job. Some people have been in a position like that for 30 years.
We see coaches get hired all the time like this, though, over the people in their organization.
This is different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We've seen Josh McDaniels fucking got a head coaching job in fucking Vegas. You don't think they should have kept Rich Bisaccia?
Yeah, they should have.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean?
My point is this happens all the time.
With what? He wasn't a player.
They're acting like people are, this is different. Josh McDaniels was garbage, and he still got a job over people. There's plenty of coordinators who probably deserve the job over the head coach, but they just hire people in anyway.
That's why it's
so. This isn't like a Colts Jeff Saturday problem.
You just explained the problem of why I have it.
My point is that this is not just a Colts Jeff Saturday thing. The entire fucking league is doing this. So I don't know why it's such a big deal that they did it with Jeff Saturday.
Because he doesn't have any coaching experience for
it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
He was in that organization for decades.
So he was a player with no. It's a completely different game.
He was a Pro Bowl player year after year. He knows that organization in and out.
Calling an offense. What does he know about calling a defense? What does he know about clock management, which he sucked at?
Dude, it does. Look, here's the thing. If they were like decent before this and they still had a shot at the playoffs, I'd agree with you. They were trash.
It doesn't make any difference.
The coordinators were trash.
Apparently it was Frank Reich because all of them still have their jobs.
I don't think it was Frank Reich's fault, personally.
I don't think it was either. Jeff Saturday, great guy, but I think that like a defensive coordinator, somebody could have gave it a shot.
I don't think that. Clearly, it looked like they didn't deserve it.
He is going to go right back onto his couch, back on the ESPN, and be fine. And then those coordinators are not probably going to get a job at all.
And what if Jeff Saturday gets a couple more wins?
If they hire him, that's going to be a laughing stock. In my opinion.
Look, I'm not saying Jeff Saturday's a great coach. Yeah. My whole point is that this is not a specific instance. Like this is a one-time. This happens all the time around the league where people hire people based off their name alone. Josh McDaniels got a job as a head coach after being a fucking joke.
He was a
joke as a head coach.
That's different. That's completely different.
He should have gotten the job.
Experience.
He shouldn't have gotten the job in the first place.
No, he sucks, but he's a coordinator.
As I say, me and you talk about how much he sucks all the time.
He does suck. He does suck.
So the Raiders did this exact same thing. They hired someone based off their name alone instead of keeping the guy that was keeping them afloat last year.
No, they did not do the same thing.
Yes, it is literally just as bad.
No, it is not.
Yes,
it's not just as bad.
Yes, it is.
McDaniels has years of coaching experience under the greatest coach
and we saw what he was as a head coach.
And we know what he was as a head coach. We're like, hey,
he was fucking trash.
I don't think he deserved the shot. I think the other guy deserved it, but it doesn't matter.
They should have kept Bisaccia.
Yes, they should have kept him. And
so my whole point is this happens all over the league.
Saturday should have never gotten the job to begin with.
I'm not disagreeing with you that Saturday shouldn't have gotten the job. I'm saying that it's not that big of a like this happens all the time.
It's not the same though at all.
Okay, we got to move on, or else we're going to be arguing about this for like another hour. I'm sure me and you could argue about this for another hour.
We can, but I'm going to tell you the story about the Pro Bowl with Big Ben.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I believe it was the last Pro Bowl with him and Peyton Manning, or Saturday and Peyton Manning, and Ben went in. He went up to Ben. I think he muffed the snap in the Pro Bowl. He's like, oh fuck. Then he turned around and looked at Ben. He's like, aim for the brown spot. And then Ben called Peyton back.
That's amazing.
That was hilarious.
I think I remember that story too.
Yes. Okay.
I think I took a phone call during that entire thing too. By the way, I don't know if you even noticed.
No, we noticed.
I went and took a phone call during that whole thing.
We know.
Okay. Saints at Bucks. Who do you guys have tonight?
Is it at the Dome?
It's at Tampa.
Oh fuck!
I'll take the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks. But Vita Vea and Akeem Hicks are out, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh. Doesn't change
their defensive front's kind of gashed right now.
Yeah, give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
So
I think the Saints might squeak this one actually.
Okay. I hope so. I hope Andy Dalton does squeak that one.
Yeah, I think they're gonna Mickey Mouse it.
Okay. Speaking of Josh McDaniels, Raiders at Rams.
Thursday night.
I'm taking the Raiders, dude. The Rams have been so bad.
Yeah. Give me the Raiders. Plus,
at least the Raiders can put up points.
Say if the Raiders play how they played against the Chargers in the second half, with just those Devontae Adams especially.
As long as Derek Carr doesn't turn it over.
I just want to see Devontae Adams absolutely dust Ramsey. It'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Ramsey's been pretty bad this year. Ramsey's been awful this year. But
Ramsey's had like 2 good games.
He's also had like nothing to support him either. So
yeah, I mean he's been pissed at there's videos all over of him yelling at the offense week after week.
Yelling at the offense, yelling at the defense. There's just I don't blame him. It's him and Aaron Donald versus the world out there.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner's been a disappointment.
Bobby Wagner hasn't been awful though. I mean, he
hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been the game changer we thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
Vikings at the Lions.
Ooh, it's at Detroit.
I might take the Lions in this one.
I think they're due. The Vikings are due again.
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous.
They almost lost to the Jets. And wasn't the original game close, I believe, right?
Yes. Very close.
I think Detroit can get it at home.
I think I'm going to take Vikings still, though.
If Jared Goff plays like he did last week, I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions. I think they can do it.
Okay, Ravens at Steelers. They haven't said anything about Lamar yet.
No, Lamar.
All we know is Lamar's injury is not season ending.
Want the Steelers to win this one.
Oh yeah, I guess I am rooting for the Steelers.
Want the Steelers to win this one.
Severe. Lamar's not playing. I'm willing to put money on it, but so Steelers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. If Lamar's not playing, I'm gonna go with Steelers. If Lamar is playing,
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'll go Pittsburgh, man. Only because I want you guys to win.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason.
Winning out, baby.
We need you to win this game.
We need you to win this game. We need you to win this game.
8 or 9-8, whatever the hell we need to be.
All right, this one, Browns at Bengals. We still haven't beaten the Browns in a couple years. Deshaun is back.
You'll beat him with Deshaun.
I'm taking the Bengals in this one. We're home too. It's at Cincinnati.
You'll beat them with Deshaun.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is back and should be fully healthy too, because he was playing last game. He was questionable to even play.
Joe Mixon should possibly be back as well.
I'm not even sure that's as big of a boost anymore.
If he passes concussion protocol, I like P. Ryan, but I think Mixon would help a little bit too.
Yeah, no, he's gonna help.
Mixon's contract right now is probably gonna bite you with T. Higgins. Yeah. By the way,
I would probably. Well, if I had to choose between those, I love both of them, but I'm taking T. Higgins over.
You take Higgins over a running back every time.
Yeah, but I'm taking the Bengals in that one. I think they're actually gonna win by 2 scores.
They should win. They should kill them.
Yeah. So I'm going Bengals. Jets at the Bills.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills in the revenge game.
Yeah.
The defense is great, but Mike White just.
My head in that. Ain't it?
And it's at Buffalo. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, this might be another 54-point blowout. Texans at Cowboys.
Jesus Christ. Give me Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys running away with it.
All right, whoever plays me in fantasy next week, good luck.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think about that. Dak is going to throw like 6 touchdowns. We're going to hear him in the MVP discussion, and they're going to get bounced in the first round.
I actually need to check to see who you're playing.
Because I have the whole Dallas offense.
I know.
This game, though, could be really good. It could be. Eagles at the Giants.
They always are close.
Yeah, it's a division. It's the NFC East. Those games are always fun.
Division games are always close.
Well, the NFC East division games hit different.
Did they play yet?
Okay,
yes,
thank God. I'm playing Cat.
All right, what was the where was it at?
I think they played each other before.
Was it?
I think
was that Lincoln? I feel like it was at Lincoln.
Yeah, this game's at New York.
At MetLife. I'm still gonna take the Eagles by 3.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I think it's gonna be
AJ
low
Brown
scoring.
is just gonna have his way, man.
I think it's gonna be low scoring. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of points put up. It's gonna be a lot of rushing yards though.
I see a 17-13 type of score.
Yeah.
Jaguars at the Titans.
No.
Titans have been on a slide. They were set. They went on a 7-1 run, and now they're 0-2 in their last 2.
This is such a Jags game to win.
Yeah,
it is.
This is such a game for them to win.
This is such a Jags game to win randomly after getting completely blown out
by the Lions. It is in Tennessee. I don't know if that changed your picks.
I don't think that matters.
I'm still taking the Titans.
Vrabel's
too good of a coach to go on a 3-game slide with the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're still going to win their division.
Well, it's at Tennessee. Derrick Henry against Jacksonville's disgusting.
Yeah, we know what happens.
We know what happens. So I don't think Tennessee, but like it wouldn't surprise me if Jacksonville randomly squeaks this out.
That's fair. What about you?
I feel like they're due against Tennessee.
Caleb.
Oh, you said me? I thought you were talking to the camera still.
No, I just want to hear your pick.
I said no. I think the Jags will upset them.
Okay.
Somewhat. I think something wacky would happen knowing the Jaguars.
I just feel. I just
feel.
If
the Jags win though, like I genuinely wouldn't be surprised.
No.
This game could be a fucking murder, but it also could be close because the Broncos defense is elite. Chiefs at Broncos.
Give me Chiefs by 50.
Chiefs by.
I'm taking the Chiefs by 10.
Chiefs by 14 or 10. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because I think that defense will keep it close.
Yeah,
they're really good. I keep waiting for the game for Russ to have like a late game, like one. I feel like he's gonna have one game late in the season where he throws 3 touchdowns and he looks like Russ again, just for one game, and it's gonna give Broncos fans hope for next year. Where they're like, if he could be like that for half the season, we'll be good.
Just for him to crush their dreams the very next season.
Panthers at the Seahawks.
Give me Hawks, baby.
Hawks.
Here's the thing, man. I'm taking the Seahawks. I believe in Geno, but this is another game that wouldn't surprise me if the Panthers won. Their defense is so good, and Darnold wasn't awful.
No, Darnold looked good, actually. Like, he didn't look...
Yeah. So, the Panthers are a weird team because they're only one game out of first place in their division, and they're, you know, in the games that they win, they look surprisingly good. But
it's almost like they have an interim head coach.
He's actually good. I think he deserves a head coach. I like him a lot. What?
No, never mind. No, keep going.
What? I like him.
Just go. Just.
I know he had a previous.
Bucks at 49ers. Bucks at 49ers. What are we thinking, boys?
49ers.
Niners.
Give me Niners.
Fuck Tom Brady. He's going to get a home playoff game with a negative record.
Literally.
And he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Dolphins at Chargers. This is going to be good. Is this the first time Tua and Herbert have played each other?
Uh-huh. I think so.
This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
So glad.
Oh my God, Cameron just died. Look at the screen.
Look, his face cam is frozen. First I thought it was my internet. And, his camera's frozen.
I'm taking a picture of this. Hold on.
He's got the...
Hello?
He's on his phone. He's on his phone now.
What if my Discord crashed?
Your face cam was frozen. I thought my internet just died out of nowhere.
No, my internet died.
But yeah, Dolphins at Chargers. I'm very glad this game. Did this game get flexed in? Right?
I believe.
Yeah, it got flexed
yeah.
in. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. So I'm very glad this game got flexed in.
Give me the Chargers, actually.
I can see that actually. I can
Give me
see
the
that.
I can see it
Chargers.
too. I can see it too. I might go Chargers as well.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins because I think they'll bounce back.
It's
And the
gonna
Chargers
be
defense is ass.
It's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like a 27-24.
It's gonna be a high scoring game.
Tyreek Hill over. By the way,
Here's
Jalen
the
Waddle over.
Here's the thing. This is a very this is a very telling game for Tua, in my opinion. He's had a great season. Really got punched in the mouth yesterday, I think. If he can bounce back and have another great game, then I can be like, okay, he is the guy, for the Dolphins.
I think that's a big telling game.
Yep. Monday night, we got a nice thriller game. Patriots versus Cardinals.
6-3. I'm taking the Patriots. I think the Cardinals will win. It's in Arizona. D-Hop's back. The offense has looked slightly better since he's been back.
I'm gonna be watching Monday Night Raw. I
actually think that's what I'm gonna do. I actually think that's what I'm gonna be watching too. I'm not
I'll probably be playing a game.
No, but give me the Patriots. Cardinals looked bad. D-Hop
He's been good.
somehow. D-Hop is just the only saving grace of that team right now.
Yeah, he's been amazing. I'll take the Cardinals.
Their coach
Double
needs to be
XP's over in Modern Warfare 2.
Their coach needs to be fired, by the way. But that's another story.
Yeah, fucking Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals too. Actually,
The scariest thing about that team is nobody's on the same page. D-Hop's arguing with Kyler. Kyler's arguing with Cliff Kingsbury. AJ Green's sitting there looking lifeless.
AJ Green looks like a corpse right now.
It sucks. I still think he has it in him, but he's got a really big RBF right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all the games. So I think we have one more topic to cover before we get to top 3, bottom 3.
Baker Mayfield has requested out. He wants out.
Well, he got cut.
I think I saw that he wanted out. And
he did want out, and then they cut him.
They respected his they said they respected his wishes and cut him. They got him out.
Respect shit, man. They wanted him gone too.
They got him out.
Baker Mayfield was a train wreck for the Panthers. I know the Panthers are already a train wreck with Matt Rule, but Baker was awful, dude.
Yeah, it says Baker Mayfield requested to be released, and the Panthers honored it this morning. So he wanted out.
Yeah, and
he's out of there.
Here's my thing, Baker. Who wants you right now? I mean, I know we got some teams with injuries, but look at him, man. Last year, remember this whole situation? Baker wanted to get traded. Nobody wanted him. Nobody was offering for Baker Mayfield. Yeah. There was the huge speculation that the Steelers were going to try to trade for him. The Steelers said, fuck it, got Mitch Trubisky, and then drafted Kenny Pickett. They wanted the Colts were apparently they were in talks with the Colts. The Colts took Matt Ryan and gave up a third for him. I mean, fucking walk it to him. Wentz got traded to the Commanders. Everybody was getting moved except for Baker Mayfield. Nobody wanted him. And then only when he had to accept less money and rework his contract for somebody to take him. And it was the worst ranked team in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think maybe he requested out because he's seen all these teams that might need a quarterback. Like he's like, oh, maybe I could go to the Niners or go.
Yeah, he's
to
like, maybe I could start.
Rams.
He's like, I could beat out Brock Purdy.
He's like, obviously, I would probably put Baker Mayfield in front of Brock Purdy.
No, man.
No,
I don't know.
Whoa. We give Brock Purdy a couple of weeks. But
yeah, especially after how he looked in his first game.
You sign Baker as your safety valve.
As your bench warmer. They need a backup anyway.
Yeah, but Rams can seriously grab him, I think.
Yeah.
Rams or maybe even the Jets as a dark horse for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to sleep 4-8, woke up 7-5. But here's the thing, like looking at Baker's stats, man, and watching what I watched, he was awful, man. He had what was it? He had played 7 games, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,300 yards.
Oh my God.
He was horrible.
That was awful.
And everyone was saying last year, like, oh, he was playing through his injury. That's why he was bad with Cleveland. He was worse this year, fully healthy. And he has pieces. It's not like they have no weapons. Terrace Marshall's been having a better year. Fucking DJ Moore is still a stud. And why am I forgetting their running back? Deontay Foreman has been good. Sam Darnold is better than Baker Mayfield. I think we can all agree on that. Baker's been a joke. So I think his most likely landing spot, in my opinion, would be to the Niners, because if anybody can make something out of him, it'd be Shanahan. But I would put him as the backup and see how Purdy plays.
I'm saying the Rams because McVay too.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those two teams. Whoever needs them more, which I think the Rams might just ride out.
I think the Niners might need him more because they still have championship aspirations.
They still can win it all this year.
Dude, if they go to the playoffs and go on a run with Brock Purdy, that'd be amazing.
Anything's possible.
I think I was gonna say I know who's available, but Nick Foles is on the Colts, so that's like the third string.
Yeah, they should probably start him.
Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't get a shot.
I know. Well, it's not. They need it when he needs to get cut right before the playoffs, and some random playoff team needs to sign him and then start him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything you want to add on Baker Mayfield, Caleb?
I think we could talk about his most possible land. I think we kind of did that. But
yeah,
if you guys were to put money on it, where would you put money on him going?
The Niners.
All right. Depends on. I mean, if somebody puts a claim on him, if the Rams put a claim on him, he's going there. But if he becomes a free agent, Niners. I mean, that's obvious. How long do you think it'll
take for him to get signed? If he gets signed,
he's going to get signed.
Do you think there's a chance nobody signs him? They just see the tape and they're like, "That's enough."
He might clear waivers. He's going to clear waivers, but he'll get signed. It's just a matter of fact of who and where.
I really like the idea of San Francisco for him.
I like San Fran, and I like the Rams. I like the Jets. Even worst comes to worst, experiment it. Can't be possibly worse than what you have.
Here's a very random team. I don't think this is likely. It's just an idea that I want to throw in there. With Lamar's injury, do you think he could go to Baltimore?
That's what I was just thinking that too. I was literally
depending to the extent of injury.
What?
Depending how bad, but
just thinking that too.
No, they're gonna ride out Huntley.
I mean, Huntley's good. I'm just saying, like, there might be a chance with the injury to Lamar.
Huntley is proven.
He's a very
Huntley's proven to work in that offense. Proven to work in that offense and being able to just win games still.
Right.
I don't think it's a problem.
I'd like to see him in the Niners. I think he'd look good in the Niners. Is how
Niners or Rams,
Jimmy
baby.
broke his foot too. Like he's out,
Yes.
right? He broke his
Oh, he's out for the season.
Yeah.
He's done.
They've had 2 season-ending injuries to their quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. I think. Yeah, I think Niners are probably the best bet for him.
That's his best landing spot if he wants a resurgence.
What about the Rams? Is Matt Stafford had a season-ending injury?
He's out.
Too?
He had something with his spine.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay.
I believe he's done for the year.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say Niners. Probably is my best.
That's his best. That's his best.
That's his best
That'd
bet.
Yeah, that's the best case for Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see the Rams doing it just for. Can't be worse than what you already are.
That's true.
Maybe. No. Saints are gonna stick with Dalton. I don't see that happening.
They got Dalton and Jameis. There's no reason for them.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is they're still in the. If they win this game tonight, they have first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't see any of the bummy teams like the not the Titans, Texans.
Texans, why would there's no reason they'd want him.
There's no reason.
They're probably going to draft
Colts,
a quarterback.
Colts, no, because they just paid Matt Ryan a fucking
they
stack to bench him.
Well, they also have Sam Ellinger
and they have Sam Ellinger
and Nick Foles.
And Nick Foles.
They don't need another quarterback. I think those are his landing spots. Niners,
Jets would be a fun
Rams.
one too. I think Jets are a fun
That's
one.
what I mean. Jets are fun.
Jets would be a fun one.
But unrealistic.
I think Salah's riding it out with Mike White, and plus if Zach Wilson sees you go out and get Baker Mayfield along with him already being benched, there's no way he.
And
ever
Zach
plays for that
Wilson's
team
not.
again.
He's a healthy and active too, right? Or is he injured too?
Yes.
He is a healthy and active. So
they're benching
he's
him
healthy.
because
He's
of
just he's
leadership.
benched. So
if you go out and get him too, there's no way Zach Wilson ever plays for your team again.
yeah.
And Saleh has said he wants to use Zach Wilson in the future.
He's just gonna say that.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I do feel like that's something he would say, but just to say that.
I don't think Baker to the Jets works, in my opinion.
I don't think it works.
They're gonna
I don't
stick
think,
it out
I don't
with
think
Mike
it's
White.
possible. I think it's most possible. If I were to put $50 on it, I'd probably say Niners. But I think that would be a fun one. Jets would be a fun one.
There's nothing that Baker Mayfield has shown you that would make you want him over Mike White.
Mike White has potential. Baker, I don't know. There's a lot of fixing with Baker.
Yeah, I mean, even then, I mean, look at what has Mayfield shown you this year that makes you think he's even better than Zach Wilson?
This year
And last year.
I'm not counting last year because he played with
Well, here's the
shoulder
thing.
injury.
Baker's best season came when he had Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt as the number 1 or 2 rushing attack in the league. He had the number 1 rated offensive line in the league, and he had the number 3 rated defense in the league, I believe. It was top 5, something like that. His best season came when he had all top 5 pieces around him.
Yeah.
And the season before that, when he had Odell, fucking horrible.
You know, it would be another fun one. The Patriots would be another fun one.
No, I don't think there's any chance they go.
I don't see it happening, but I think it'd be another fun one.
I think it'll be fun. Then that would kill Mac Jones.
Yeah, it's a fun what if, but you have Mac Jones and Zappy played it pretty okay for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Niners would be probably the best bet for him.
All right, hold on. I just thought of one. Bucks.
The Bucks? No. They have Trask.
Yeah. You just answered my question.
We haven't seen Trask play yet.
I know we haven't seen. He was a second round pick, but I know we haven't seen him.
And they've already said, when Bruce Arians was the head coach, Bruce Arians really liked Trask.
Yeah.
The Bucks maybe because Brady's if Brady doesn't retire after this year, he's retiring the year after for sure.
I'll be so surprised if he doesn't retire this year.
His contract.
I would if I was him.
Isn't his contract up this year?
I think so.
He's coming back to the Patriots, baby. He's going back.
People want to
going back.
He's going back.
They think he's going back or he's going to San Fran. Which
people think he's going back, and then Rodgers is going to go to San Fran.
That would be such a wild shakeup.
It
would be such a shakeup.
It wouldn't shock me seeing one of those two go to
San Fran gets Aaron Rodgers. Kyle Shanahan's winning a Super Bowl.
Mm.
They traded all that for Lance, but
yeah,
at that point,
you could probably get Rodgers for like 1 year because he's probably gonna retire soon. Get him for 1 year.
I would get Brady instead of Rodgers for a year because you have Lance.
Well, I'm saying Lance could develop behind. Either one of them is a good option for a year.
Yeah.
But anyway, whose turn is it for top 3, bottom 3?
It's yours, buddy.
Yours, buddy?
My turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my turn.
Top 3. This isn't the best. Like, not talking about best offense, but the top 3 most fun offenses to watch.
Oh, that's easy.
My number 1 is very biased, obviously. Mine's Cincy. My number 2 might be a little shocking. My number 2 is the Raiders because I love watching Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. Number 3 is probably the Chiefs because Mahomes, the way he makes some of those throws is just I would say Buffalo, but Mahomes made a throw last week that they didn't even highlight, and it was one of my favorite throws I've ever seen. When he stepped up in the pocket and was in midair and threw like a 40-yard bomb to Scantling that ended up being like he dropped it. But those are my 3 most fun teams. I love watching those teams play. Their offenses.
My first one also would be Bengals. Well, again,
can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why. Can't even imagine why. My number 2 would probably be Seahawks. I love Geno.
That's fair.
Geno, Lockett, and Metcalf. They are fun to watch.
And Kenneth Walker when he has a
Kenneth Walker, he's fun to watch as well. My third one isn't really just watching the team; it's more watching. I just like watching Justin Fields when he's not being poopy stinky.
That's fair. The Bears can be exciting to watch.
When he's not poopy stinky fart. I love watching Justin Fields fucking run for 50 yards to a touchdown. That's so fun to watch.
He's so athletic.
And I think it's a little bit of bias for me because he went to Ohio State. And watching him actually get a good name for us for once, somewhat when he's not playing when he's not playing poopy stinky fart. It's fun to watch.
What about you, Cam?
C. Mamron.
I'm doing my 4 because I can't pick them.
Okay.
But I can do my top 5. I can't put them in order.
Oh my god.
I can't do it. I can't. So it goes Chiefs, Dolphins, Bengals, Niners, Eagles.
Okay.
Dolphins are a good one too. I didn't even think about Dolphins. Dolphins are a good one.
I couldn't put them in any order, but it's those 5. I just think the Niners, just their scheme is just so intricate.
Yeah.
They're great fun to watch.
They're fun to watch because of not even because of the play itself. My favorite part is watching the scheme come into play.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's why I like them so much. Then Dolphins for the same reason as the Bengals. Yeah. Same reason as the Bengals. They're just explosive.
The Dolphins to me are kind of a scheme one too, though, because a lot of times Tua's hitting a wide open guy, and then you see in the replay how they got wide open because McDaniels schemed up such an amazing.
Yeah, I just think Tua's like a good system around him.
Jalen Waddle's really fun too.
Waddle's fun.
He's fun, yeah.
I feel,
dude,
like you guys honestly have players that make it work. I mean, but I feel like the Dolphins would still be good if they had Flores. I mean, but even just to watch them, I still think they're more on the Bengals more with the Bengals just because of their explosive potential instead of like the scheming part.
Mm.
But it's still a scheming based offense, and then the Chiefs for fucking Mahomes for only reason, and then the Eagles rushing game this year has been so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles rushing game is so good.
Yeah. Okay.
The Vikings also another good one. Like I like watching JJ. All right.
That's the only
JJ.
part of that offense I like watching.
That's the only thing. That's the one part of it. I like watching.
Hawkinson,
like
Thielen, and Cook, too.
They're good, but like, I don't know. I think I got one for bottom three. I would say it sounds like top three, but the most disappointing teams this year. Your three most disappointing teams.
Raiders, number one.
Wow.
They were
one.
They were my number one.
We know everybody's number one.
Do we?
Yeah.
Like Chargers is another one. And Broncos.
Wow.
No,
okay. My number one is the Rams. My number one is the Rams. My number two is the Broncos.
I just said all AFC West teams. I just realized.
Yeah, that's fair though. I mean, fair.
The Broncos. I said the Broncos. The Raiders are. I mean, yeah. Honestly,
it
is fair. It's the Broncos were very disappointing.
No, my one is definitely the Rams. Then it goes the Broncos. Then it goes the Colts. I had the Colts as a possible Super Bowl team because all they needed last year was like last year they literally just needed one more solid game, one more thing to go their way, and they could have been in the playoffs. But I thought Matt Ryan. Everyone said Matt Ryan was going to be better than Carson Wentz. He's not, and they're a fucking disaster. But yeah, the Rams' biggest Super Bowl. Even when they had Stafford and Cooper Kupp, they were a joke. And then, I mean, the Broncos. I think before the season started, I was on this podcast saying I had them as a wild card team, a dark horse Super Bowl contender because Russell Wilson was so good. And look how fucking wrong I was.
Yeah. Cameron?
All right. Oh, obviously, Broncos are my number one.
Oh, okay.
Broncos are my number one just because of what we thought.
Yeah.
We knew the Rams weren't going to be as good as last year. That's my thing.
I didn't think they were going to be this bad, though.
I didn't think they were going to be this bad, but I knew they were going to be worse than last year. Just because they lost so many pieces.
Okay.
But I overhyped the Broncos. That's my fault. Definitely the Rams, though, at number two. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. And my number three is the Chargers.
That's fair. I think everyone expected them to be like a 13-4 team this
year. I thought the Chargers were going to take the step up, and they took a step back.
They did. They look worse than they did last year. There's a really, really big chance they missed the playoffs.
They could, especially with the loss of the Raiders.
It's very possible.
Because right now they're tied with New England.
If New England does well, and the Jets continue at the pace they're at, they'll not be in.
Which is really scary.
And it's funny to think.
I think that though will get Staley fired if they miss the playoffs again.
I think it's deserved.
Okay.
Well,
Is funny. Wait, one more thing. It's funny.
Yep.
New England's in the hunt.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious to me.
Why? Because there's it's a compliment that they're in the hunt, or it's embarrassing?
It's embarrassing that the rest of the AFC. It's embarrassing the rest of the AFC that they're in the hunt because that team's not that good.
No, they're really bad. The NFC is really bad too.
It's so top heavy this year. The good teams are great.
It's crazy to really think what the number one seed could have been. I mean, when you really think about it, the Bengals are a missed extra point away from being the number one seed.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
But I believe that is going to wrap up episode 15 of the Neutral Zone podcast for this week. Next week, we have a little bit of a special episode happening. I believe, Austin, you're not going to be here, correct, for the special episode on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, Saturday? No, I'm at work, sadly.
So
I didn't know we were doing.
Yeah, so next week we are actually going to be a part of a charity live stream that one of our friends, B-Rad the Man, you see him, he's in chat. He's in chat right now.
Shout out B-Rad.
B-Rad the Man. He was on an episode before. He is a Packers fan. I believe he was on the episode with me, Kat, and him when you guys both couldn't make it. But he's been on the podcast before. And next week we're going to be doing a special episode with him on his live stream, doing raising money for the World Central Kitchen, I believe.
That's awesome.
So we're going to be helping raise money for him and doing a special episode for his live stream. So we will be going into his live stream, and we'll also be live streaming it on this channel. I'll definitely put more information on our TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok, by the way. It's in our link tree. Go follow Austin and Cameron on Twitter, which that is also in our link tree. And yeah, so next week, I believe it's for a Thankmas, #Thankmas. So we'll be helping out with that. And again, I'll be posting a TikTok hopefully later today with more information about it, what time we're going to be doing it, because I'm going to talk to more with B-Rad and get a time solidified for when we're going to start the podcast, and talk to him about sports, and talk to him, and he'll talk to on our podcast a little bit more about what people will be donating to. So it's a fun opportunity, and I'm excited for it. So next week it'll be on Saturday instead of Monday. I believe Cameron, I don't know, are you going to be able to make it?
I believe I should be there.
Okay, so Cameron should be able to be there.
I should be there for the podcast, but I don't know if I'll be for the after activities because I have finals week.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're not gonna want to miss it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Do you guys, Cameron, final thoughts? He's pulling his little mini tablet out.
I don't think that's mini. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
He just bumped his cat's fucking him up.
His cat's in his lap right now. All right, well, he's doing that. Austin, final thoughts?
Joe Burrow for MVP.
And I think my final thoughts are #Thankmas, and again, episode changing next week. That's my final thoughts.
Even though I won't be there for the stream, I'll definitely donate. What the fuck's that? Set your lights messing it up.
Your glare, dude. Put it closer to the camera. Balls. Okay. Jesus Christ. But
that is the end.
And that's gonna wrap up the podcast. Again, go follow us on TikTok for more information about next week's episode, and we will see you all in the next episode.
You want to know who else is gonna be on next week?
Shut the fuck up. End the podcast before you can answer.